Now the dangerous Nelson Cruz.
That one is hit hard to left. That ball's back, and there's your grand slam. Nelson Cruz connects that a triple. His fourth in the game, and suddenly it's a 2-point contest. In Carl Anthony Township, you said he needs to start exerting his will.
Foul moving in. Back to Johnson. He scores! First in the NHL for Luke Johnson.
So nice. Thank you. See if we can get a J-Mez chant going. J-Mez, J-Mez, J-Mez.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, J-Mez. J-Mez is here. Oh yeah, audience, thank you. I think this is the best audience that we've ever had, guys. I feel it in my bones that you guys
maybe the best we're going to have.
That you guys are the best audience.
Man, I don't want to discredit our previous audiences, so.
But no, it's true. But they're not here, so what's the deal?
It's mostly the same people. They just brought friends with this time.
Yeah, true. But you guys are great for clapping and making us feel welcome at our show. Because I got a lot of nervous energy for tonight's episode, and
here we go.
It's anxiety, and here we go. This is FuzzJockRadio.
Hello.
This is season 4, episode 7. I like to say it's lucky episode 7.
Yeah.
Because the number 7 in most cultures is lucky, I believe. I think that's a thing. I think it's a cultural thing. The number 7 might be actually not lucky in other cultures. I don't know. Fuck.
That's
I need
true.
to look this
That's
up.
true.
I need to look this stuff
Also,
up.
Gosh, 7s and 11s, I think, are something in craps.
That's like
and a place to get good slushies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a gas station. We're not promoted by the 7-Elevens.
But they got a slushies.
We are.
This is a number podcast.
This is not a number podcast. Not a numbered podcast.
But if it could be.
And we're not sponsored by 7-Eleven. So get that straight. We're not actually. We're a podcast that's not sponsored by anything. Let's just get that right out of here, right? We don't like ads. We don't like advertisements interrupting our enjoyment of media.
We only like interrupting each other.
That's a good way to say that, right? We don't like to interrupt each other, and we don't like our media being interrupted by advertisements from things we might not like. We don't know if we like what you like. Hopefully you like us. And if you do like us, a good way to support us would be to go to the website FuzzTalkShop.com. That's FuzzTalkShop.com. And that's where you can buy Fuzz Talk Radio and Fuzz Jock Radio merchandise, and all the money that you use to purchase a hoodie or a sweatshirt or galoshes. Do we have galoshes? We'll check to see if we have galoshes on the
We'll
website.
have them.
They're in the works.
Looking in the back.
We'll look it up. But if you want to support us, go to that website, FuzzTalkShop.com, buy some merch. And
That's it.
yeah, that's it.
That's it.
So, this is episode 7, lucky episode 7. I'm Fuzzy.
I'm J-Mez.
C-dubs.
I'm Expert Andy.
There's 4 of us. It's season 4. We're all hosts with the most, and
The most toast.
yeah, that's about it. How's your guys' week? How's it going? I don't know why. I'm really, really nervous tonight.
Dude, you didn't have enough toast.
I
Should have ate some toast.
I haven't had any. I don't know when the last time I ate toast was.
Oh,
I
really?
think it's
Yeah,
so much
honestly.
on our plate for tonight.
There is a lot. There is a lot to go through tonight.
Well, amongst some of the things I did this last week was eat some cinnamon raisin toast. It was quite delicious. Put that in the toaster.
I had an English muffin with some cookie butter, or speculoos as it's called.
Yeah, it's like a relative of toast. Still in the
Oh,
realm
that's good.
It's a lot of big
for
words.
the hosts of the most We eat good toast. That's what.
What kind of toast did you have this week, C-Dubs?
I had a breakfast burrito with bacon in it. Is that toast?
That's toast.
Mm,
I believe that's toast.
Was the tortilla warmed or grilled?
It was grilled, yes.
Okay, well there you go.
Hey, wait a minute.
We'll let it go this time.
Wait a minute. French toast, is that considered toast?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely toast.
Oh, I didn't eat any French toast. Wow. I've had garlic bread. Garlic bread is toast. Is that toast?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I've had some garlic bread.
That's good. That's good.
Which it kind of tricks you because it's called garlic bread, not garlic toast. Is it? Is there?
It depends whether it's sliced before or after you bake it.
It's true.
Well, it was
there you go.
pre-sliced before I baked it.
Well, that might have been a mislabeled garlic toast.
Hey, don't you buy pre-sliced bread?
Yeah.
I do.
Wait a second.
Yeah. So does that make it not bread?
No, it's toast.
It's
When you
so
toast it, it's toast.
But is bread toast if it's pre-sliced? Is that what you're saying? Huh. We are not a bread podcast, guys. We are a sports podcast, and
We can talk sports.
yeah, we can.
Well, we could.
We can
But we gotta get there first.
C-Dubs, what did you do this week?
Well, this week I thought I
How's
would
it
go on a
going?
little adventure since I normally just don't do anything, and I went down by the San Francisco Bay.
Yeah.
Saw some pretty weird stuff. I saw a truck, and inside that truck, driving it, was a giant duck. It was really weird. I also saw a couple boats cruising around with goats inside them, and saw a mouse building a house,
Okay.
and a frog dancing on a log, all down by San Francisco Bay.
Nice.
Oh, I love it.
Oh. What did you say to the frog?
Did your mom ask you about it?
She did. Well, she's the one who told me to go and see all these things. I didn't believe her, and she
Yeah.
was right. I dared. She told me, I really shouldn't go and dare not to, but I did.
Yeah. Rebel with a cause.
Splinter, how was your
Andy?
how was your week this week? What's going on? How you doing?
I've been working on my splits on my Earthbound speed
What
run.
splits? You can do the splits? You're
No.
You're
My
40
time
years
split.
old and you can do the splits? Holy crap, dude!
No.
James, how's your week?
Oh, I want to hear more about these Earthbound speedruns.
Okay.
Just working on rerouting some of my. I was looking at maybe doing some rerouting. Might break the world record next week.
Yeah, dude.
Is this something that pertains to what we're going to talk about later in the episode?
Yeah, definitely. It's
Dude.
all about speed strats.
It could
Sweet.
come up again.
Sweet. It's James,
Hey.
you've been eating toast?
Well, yeah, apart from that, playing a lot of Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah, my son he'll have a mood and just be into that game for like that week. So it's been Animal Crossing. Now it's Minecraft for now. We both built some pretty cool houses. He helped me build doors and switches and really cool lights. He introduced me to the light blocks. So I don't need he replaced all of my hanging lanterns with these luminescent blocks just in the floor and the ceiling. It's beautiful. I love learning Minecraft from a 6-year-old.
That's wonderful.
That's beautiful.
How long do you think this is going to last, the Minecraft one? Because you said that he's gone from one game to another, and how long do they normally last for the duration of
a week
gameplay?
to maybe 3 weeks sometimes.
Okay. Because Minecraft is one that might be never ending.
Yeah.
You know?
That game can get you.
There's at one point that I created a Minecraft server, and we had a bunch of people playing on it. And should I set that back up, do you think?
Oh man, maybe.
I don't think I want to.
No, don't do that.
Well, this isn't a Minecraft.
I'm good building
podcast,
houses with my
though.
son.
Yeah.
You know, we build cool houses, and mine shafts connect their houses. It's fun.
How was your week, Fuzz?
My week was pretty awesome. I got a what do you call this? A notebook
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
notebook, because I've been realizing that there's times where, like, all 4 seasons, right? I've been thinking about things to say about on the episode, and then the episode shows up, and then like an hour before the episode, I totally forget what I was gonna say, and I thought maybe getting a notebook and then a pen to use to write it down. You know, you got to have a notebook and a pen.
Yeah.
That I would write things down, and then I would remember them. You know, so then I could be like, okay, shit, what I had something. Oh, and then there's the notes. So that's how notes work, guys. I don't know if you know that. You write something down.
It saves you from that
to remind you later
that
in the
dangerous
future.
game that we all play with ourselves. I'll definitely remember this later.
How dangerous is it?
Well, you almost never remember it later is the thing.
And can it get really dangerous?
Well, maybe.
Oh, see, that's
Yeah,
I
this is
don't want.
life-saving.
I'm not a risk taker.
I don't know, dude.
I'm not really the biggest risk taker. Like you have known me for a long time. You guys don't really know me as a risk taker, right? I don't even like gamble.
I don't.
Don't even
No,
really
you don't
gamble.
like it.
Well, I'm excited to see what you write in there throughout the episode.
I'm a
Well,
little
that's the
nervous
thing.
though because it does like it's a small black notebook and it reminds me very
Stylish.
much of a very very mystical little notebook from an anime about
Don't
Notes.
write people's names in that and then rip them out.
yeah, maybe not.
Oh yeah, that
Don't do that.
the Death Note. There should be a gas button. Yeah, so I'm gonna write things down, and that's what I decided just recently. I don't. So I get to the end of the story here. Is I just don't remember what I did this last week because I didn't have
You
the
didn't write
notebook
it
yet.
down.
Yeah, I didn't have the notebook yet.
Oh, but now
What?
you will.
Yeah, now I will.
No.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
It is. The Twins have been winning.
Mostly.
Well, yeah, like they're one game a week.
two or three a week.
One game a
Fuck
week.
that triple
there's
play
time.
though.
But yeah, that triple play, that was fun to watch. The Twins turned a first 3-6-4 triple plays since 1980. Yeah,
So that's
So no called it.
first baseman,
Sano said
to
was,
shortstop to second baseman.
Yep. He warned him it was coming. He was ready for it.
what's that?
He said Sano said he called it.
Sano called it, huh?
Yep. But then again, first basemen are going to say that like 9 times out of 10 when there's a runner at first and second and nobody out there. Triple play.
He's just yelling out.
Triple play. That's just something you do.
Yeah.
Be ready for the triple play.
Well,
Triple play,
then,
boys.
yeah, he called it.
Yeah, he did.
Absolutely. That's awesome. So he can predict things. Sano can. We just found out that Sano can predict things during baseball games. So that's very helpful for our team. Makes it a lot more fun. See, does?
Well, I was just thinking, if Sano, we just learned something new about him, and that's he can predict things in baseball. Maybe, just maybe, since the way the season's going and we're getting towards this point, do we trade Sano and try and get, something for him while he's looking good? Or maybe even like a Jose Barrios or...
You're talking about the trading
like-
block. The trading block, right?
Trading deadline.
Like trade deadline's coming up.
I mean, if we're only winning one game a week for the rest of the season, we could really get something good for someone like Sano or Barrios.
But they are the good ones.
Especially when they're playing like they are.
But they are the good ones.
Yeah,
It's just a
but
slump, right?
do we have enough to build around?
Jameis? This is just a slump.
Okay.
Like we got to keep these guys because they're the good guys.
One thing you got to remember is that you cannot look at a baseball season with a football season mentality. There are 160 games for a reason because your pitcher-batter matchups are so unique and so diverse from game to game. Stats against different pitchers you need 160 games to get a good means, of all those different matchups you're going to encounter throughout a season with different batters, different pitchers. That is why it's a long season, and it's still a long season. What are we?
You're talking about stats, basically. And
Being
with-
11 games back out of first isn't a big deal this time of the season. But it is a good
think
point to
they've had
bring up
so
the
many-
trade deadline.
Splinter.
We've had so many injuries that I don't think you can judge this team and start trading people. Just look
Glad
at
you guys
well-
feel that way.
Well, that's
when
the
you
thing.
get Buxton back, you get
You get
Who knows
Buxton
how many
back
people-
soon.
And that's the thing. It is a long season. It's not football.
Yep.
And so with a long season, you gotta counter in the stats
Yeah.
and like how the stats predict that they will come back.
Yeah, things can look like slumps unless you pull away from the microscope.
See, I think we'll never get to the point.
But-
I'm not singling out Singer, please, but where if a batter needed more pine tar, and rather than go to the on-deck circle, he'd just go to the mound and borrow some from the pitcher.
And
Shots fired.
Dick might have a point there with the pitchers cheating.
That's
Uh,
getting some traction.
There's a good chance of another reason why our Bomba squad's not doing the Bombas, right?
Could be affecting
things
us.
are happening.
But
Garrett
seems
Cole's
like-
spin rate dropped a whole bunch, and Josh Donaldson was all over it.
yeah, we have a quote from him. Is it coincidence that Garrett Cole's spin rate numbers went down after 4 minor leaguers got suspended for 10 games? Donaldson said to the reporters, is that possible? I don't know. Maybe. At the same time, with this situation, they've let guys do it. So, yeah, Donald. Since the last broadcast, Major League Baseball is starting to fine players, right? Is that correct? Or they're at least warning that they're going to, or
They're warning them.
A bunch of minor leaguers got in trouble, I believe, and suspended.
okay.
That's
And
such
they've made a
uh,
they've made a player remove his cap and get a new one because they believed he had stuff on it that was foreign.
Well, we're getting somewhere then.
So yeah,
man,
they're
that's
starting.
That's such low hanging fruit though to go after to immediately go after minor leaguers.
Minor leaguers.
Yeah.
It's like we're gonna make an example out of these people at the beginning
Just
of their
to give
career.
them a heads up.
Yeah,
Well,
and,
absolutely.
and make the major leaguers worry, maybe the ones they don't like, because they're still going to let the ones they like get away with it.
Well, the thing is, the problem is with going after the minor leaguers is that they're the ones that are doing it because they see the major leaguers
Yeah.
doing it, and they know that the only way they can get the big bucks is by doing that. And the key words are big bucks. The minor leaguers don't have the money like the major leaguers do, and finding the minor leaguers are just finding people that don't have money at all. Like that's taking their money out of their paycheck of possibly another job that they have other than just minor league.
So what you have
Yeah.
is major leaguers setting this precedent for minor leaguers looking up to them. Seeing that, man, if I can't get this edge, I'm not going to get that contract.
No
I'm
chance.
not going to get noticed. And then they're the ones that get in trouble, not the ones they're looking up to and following.
And that's the problem with cheating. That's the problem with cheating where the organization doesn't crack down on the cheaters. It's
MLB can't afford to lose that many pitchers for that long as it would take. It's so bad. So all they can do is just shove it under the rug and hope it goes away.
well, they're at least they're doing something because they're finding the minor leaguers.
They are saying though, soon they might start. If the umpires actually start enforcing this, they might have people change equipment or check the balls in between at bats and stuff. So they'll throw a ball out and they'll test it later. So that, because right now their only level of testing the baseballs is they take them after the warm-ups and then they randomly check them. But
And-
who's doctoring the baseball when they're doing a warm-up?
So
You
what-
doctor it when they play.
Insane.
So what happens? It slows. Okay, that slows
This is
down. That's
perfect.
going to slow down the game. If they're gonna have to check, the.
Well, they're not going to check them. They're just going to throw them aside and check them later.
I assumed they were doing this already. I
They
assumed
are,
look
but
at the
only on
balls.
warm-up pitches.
It's crazy that
Yeah.
they wouldn't be just glancing at the baseballs as they throw them out.
Well, is the
Just the warm-up
So-
pitches.
On their hands, I
that doesn't
think.
make any sense.
They'd
Why?
have to-
Like with the
Yeah.
warm-up pitches, they don't even. Why
Let's
would
see if they're cheating while they're getting
warming up? All they're doing is warming up. They don't need
Right.
that rotation, right?
No.
So, okay, so they're going at it the wrong way. This ties in with another thing. With in it like what is the punishment for cheating like this? What can they do? Because I'm thinking
Suspension should be the answer.
suspension should be the answer because what I'm trying to get at is fines don't seem to matter to players anymore. It
No.
used to be a
No.
thing, but with the NFL and Aaron Rodgers, and we'll get into that as well. He's been starting to get fined for not making it to practices and shit, but it
don't
doesn't
care.
matter because it's like $9,000. It doesn't matter to shit. It doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to them at all because they're making those big contracts, right? They can pay that for that. It's just walking around money.
If the punishment for something is a fine, then that law is only for rich people or poor people. I
Yes.
said it the opposite.
Exactly.
It was bad.
Like for poor people.
And Major League Baseball players are not poor. None of these
Well,
people.
the minor leaguers are.
The minor
Minor
leaguers
leaguers
are, and then that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're. Hey,
Ah,
where are we going with this here?
Well, I think it brings up a thing of if they're not going to check the balls even while they're playing or even bother to check their hands and stuff, what's the point of the umpires even being there then?
Well, that's
That's the part of the human element they're supposed to be able to engage with the freaking people, and they just don't. It's like you can see he's cheating. He's touching his hat. Go look at it. Take it off. And they won't even inject people now. They won't eject them from games.
and,
It's
it's
ridiculous.
a weird fraternity thing going on.
Well, and that's the thing with baseball for a long time too, is that there's tons of unwritten rules in baseball, and we've talked about that before. And no matter if we agree or disagree with them, we're not part of that fraternity, And there's going to be unwritten rules no matter what.
Oh, pine tar and sunscreen were okay, but the substances have evolved
are
beyond
going a bit
that.
too
And
far.
now they
Mhm.
don't know what to do about it.
I mean, what do you guys think of NFL receivers wearing sticky gloves?
I think the gloves are fine. It's stick gum I don't like. 'Cause
But
the gloves are only friction causes them to stick. They're not actually sticky.
But don't they design the gloves better and better to? That a glove is not your hand.
That's true. I think
So
it comes into two of just
would there
they
be
want the
maybe a
offense.
compromise that they could do where baseball players pitchers could wear a glove while they're throwing the baseball?
I don't think they could.
Like a finger, or do they make it legal? They could do that too. Then they don't have to worry about fining anybody.
Yeah, make
Yeah.
it legal and have MLB make sure that they can supply enough of this substance to every team.
Yes, and
Yeah,
it's
in
a-
regulated amounts.
and you have to use the substance that the Major League Baseball provides.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be
Pelican
fine with
grip.
that.
And then if
You only get so much of it.
if you get caught using something else, then you get thrown out of the game,
Yeah.
or you get suspended for a couple games. or
Who knows?
who knows? I don't know.
Fucking do something, umpires. Stop fucking. Yeah, have you seen some of these strike zones lately?
Oh boy.
The horrible ones, yes.
Well, that's the question. That's the question I also have is the being able to use that substance, let alone if it's good, right or not. It is having the higher RPMs absolutely is changing the game of baseball. They're finding that the higher RPMs are totally tricking the batters and striking them out more. Right?
And
if they're striking out or tricking the batters, maybe the outrageous strike zone box that's been happening. Maybe these pitches are actually tricking the umpires as well, not knowing exactly where the ball lands in the strike zone or not in the strike zone. Maybe they're calling a wide ball a strike because the rotation of the ball tricked the umpires.
it makes it looks like it's breaking that plane of the strike zone, and then just like breaking so hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
They can anticipate, and if they think it's going to break a certain amount and it breaks further, then they're gonna call it where they thought it was going to break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then if the umpire doesn't know that the player's using this rosin on their fingers, then they don't know that that's going to actually break somewhere else. And they're always outside. They're very outside on a lot of these pitches that you see. I'm not going to make that a full statement that I researched or anything, but like
It's probably true.
it seems like there are a lot. There's not a lot of ones that are high and tight that are like, oh man, that was a strike. Or that was a ball. And a lot of it is too is how the umpire has to look over the batter on a wide ball,
on a wide pitch.
on a wide
ball?
pitch. So I don't know. But
Robot umps.
Yeah.
there'd be another good reason for a robot ump. We have a example of what that would sound like actually if a robot ump called a baseball game. Here we go.
Winning run at third. The 3-2. My goodness, Barnes gets a call on a curveball to send this game into extra innings. Wow!
Yeah, so
I like it.
I don't know
It
if
would save us from that.
It would totally.
Well, and then you could have a sophisticated robot umpire that could like do a quick analysis on a ball too, just like scan the ball, and be like, "Meh, substance suspected."
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
And they
not just
could
robots.
hook it up to the lights in the stadium, so they're like,
Yeah.
and shut it down.
Shut down everything, and then they bring out the robot police out to put the pitcher in like in a penalty box. And then we'll finally have.
Yes.
Maybe they should introduce penalty boxes
Baseball.
in baseball.
Yeah.
Well, this second baseman needs a 2-minute timeout.
Yeah.
They call it timeouts, I think.
With all the
That's what you get
shifts,
when you beam a
with the
pitcher.
shifts,
Splinter, what did you say?
with all the shifting nowadays, I thought maybe they could pull it off.
So we are, like Jameis said, this is a long season, probably longer than it's ever been in Major League Baseball. They are, not halfway there yet. There's been like 29 games and then 23 losses for the Mets, so that's about 54, 52 games so far in
110 games left.
110 games left.
A little under a third of the way.
Third of the way. We got the Mets on top in the NL East. In the NL Central, we got the Cubs. AL East, the Rays. AL Central, the White Sox. And the AL West, The Athletics Twins are currently 24 and 35. Rangers are 23 and 36. Diamondbacks are 20 and 41. Nationals are 24 and 32. Okay, what was our?
We're not the worst
24
team.
and 35.
Yeah.
29.
No, Diamondbacks are doing
We're
horribly.
still 38.
Diamondbacks are doing very bad.
38, 36.
Better than the Rockies, I believe.
There's still a lot of games.
There's so many games.
There's a lot of games.
And dude, like you said, we're gonna get players back.
Right.
And in the
We got
meantime,
Buxton.
a lot of our outfielders are good stuff. Ref Schneider and Larnick and are doing good.
Yep.
Cruz hasn't been real healthy.
Eh.
We got a lot of guys coming. Donaldson's been
Buxton's-
just unlucky.
Buxton's coming back very soon. In fact, the first day of full capacity in Minnesota he's playing for the St. Paul Saints.
Oh yeah, I
Yep.
saw that, and that's
cool.
that's something
the
else.
next day.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Then the next day, Maeda plays for the Saints, so they're just setting it up to fill the stadium.
Yeah, and
Wow.
which is really cool. That the Saints were purchased by the Twins, or however that works. That they're minor league baseball. One thing that during the game Bramer had brought up was that they can have like a player play in that Saints game, and if it lines up correctly, they could have that player. They can check to see if they're feeling okay and have them have a couple at bats or a couple pitches during the Saints game during the day. And then a night game of the Twins, they'll be like, okay, well, Buxton actually is feeling a lot better. We know this for a fact since he played a couple innings in the Saints game. And tonight, he's now going to be playing in the Twins game.
Dude, that's super tight. And it's like in the same town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, across the
Finally.
river, right? Yeah. And it's
It's like a dream come true.
really
Okay.
cool. And it's going to bring baseball back to Minnesota.
It's going to be even more fun again in baseball.
Yeah,
It's fun in Minnesota
let's-
again.
Baseball is fun again in Minnesota.
It's really cool.
No Saints.
So yeah, this portion of FuzzJock Radio.
This Live ABs is sponsored by Pelican Grip Dip. When you want to cheat like the pros, Pelican Grip Dip.
FuzzJock Radio.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
Basketball time.
It's fun again.
FuzzJock Radio.
Coach of the Year was announced, and that was the Timberwolves coach, Tom Thibodeau.
Oh, great.
Nope.
One time.
Yeah,
Timberwolves
one
coach.
time Timberwolves coach.
Oh,
One time.
Well, good for him though. Like he had a really good season, right? And he got Coach of the Year.
I'm proud of him.
Give him an applause.
Oh, yeah.
Yay.
Woo!
So yeah, Coach of the Year went to Tom Thibodeau. One time coach for the Timberwolves. All these Timberwolves seasons have been running together until next year. Like all of them, other than the Sprewell one, that kind of shines. A lot of
That was fun, wasn't it?
that was a lot of fun. The Garnett seasons were a lot of fun. J.R. Ryder seasons, he was a really good dunker.
Mhm.
He could dunk like a mother.
I did like that J.R. Ryder.
I did hear, though, the Phoenix Suns coach got more first place votes
What's that?
for Coach of the Year.
How's that?
He just
Explain.
got more first place votes,
But Tom Thibodeau got
but
it
Tom
instead?
Thibodeau must have had, like, overall points.
More points.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a
So,
points thing.
whoever Phoenix Suns coach is, Mr. Phoenix Captain
Phoenix.
It's
P
Phoenix
Suns.
Captain.
So we don't have a whole lot of Timberwolves talk, of course, because they're not playing right now. But
Well, I got some
I was
scary news.
I was gonna say there's the trade market is open, and C-Dubs, you've heard a little bit about what's going on there.
Well, it sounds like Stephen A. Smith is trying to make everyone think that the Portland Trailblazers need to have Karl Anthony Towns, which he just said that he got a text that says they're interested, but that doesn't mean crap. But he's putting it out there because he wants to see Karl Anthony Towns traded from the Wolves, and I don't like that.
No.
Stephen A.
Not
Smith
a fan
said
of
that.
guy.
Yeah.
He's the guy from
There's
ESPN.
nothing behind this at all except him just saying it on his show that he got a text from someone that's saying it's possible it could happen.
Gross.
No, it's not.
Sounds like he's trying to influence
Exactly.
the
He's
market.
trying to influence it to happen.
I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit. No, sir, I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
Fucking influencers. Go away. Finals? No, quarterfinals.
So we are in the quarterfinals of the NBA Finals, and it looks like it's Denver, Phoenix, Utah, Clippers, 76ers, Atlanta, Milwaukee, and Brooklyn. And the Clippers are C-Dubs' team.
Mm-hmm.
Team of record.
So with that, did you hear a team that I did not say?
Where'd the Lakers go?
Where are the Lakers?
What happened?
What's going on?
They got bounced by that Phoenix Suns coach man and his team, and Carl and Carl's friend Devin outshined the whole Laker team. Devin Booker looked amazing in that series, and with Anthony Davis hurt, there was no chance for LeBron to take over the series himself, and all the role players and the Lakers
Davis
couldn't
got
do
hurt.
crap.
Anthony Davis got hurt.
Yeah,
huh?
he was out for 2 games, and then tried coming back for the last one. Or he got hurt in a game, was out a game, and got hurt again in a game, and then that was it. It was over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
what did he get hurt
for
with?
him. I think it was like his hamstring, or was it groin? I don't know. But he's commonly getting injured with stuff like that, like little pulls, and he's not very durable because apparently he doesn't take very good care of his body.
He needs to stretch before the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He
Drink
needs
some water.
stretching. Drink some water.
And
Stretch.
kids at home, everybody really stretch before and after you exercise.
Yeah. And
We stretch.
also make sure to wear the proper shoes so you don't get blisters on your on the back of your feet. How are those feeling, C-Dubs? We've had inquiries from the fans since I brought it up. And
The one on my left foot is better, and the one on my right foot still hurts.
Putting some Neosporin on that. Not sponsored.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's almost gone.
Okay,
It's
good.
just a little tiny bit there still, but it
Yeah,
hurts.
use a generic if you can find it.
Yeah. Petroleum
yeah.
jelly. Get some.
Not sponsored.
Get some petroleum jelly, but we're not sponsored by petroleum jelly.
Sometimes grape jelly.
So I have a new segment, guys,
Ooh.
that I
Whoa.
did not make up a soundbite for yet, but we will. Oh, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, dude, write that down.
Soundbite. Is this how you write this? This isn't interrupting the episode much, is it? Soundbite.
No, not at all.
Soundbite.
Yeah, you should definitely tell us every time you write something in
Segment.
there.
Okay, got it.
And read it out loud as you write
Okay,
it.
got it. That's written
Is that a
down.
moleskin?
Um,
Your notebook? Is it a moleskin?
not sponsored. No, it's Exceed.
Ooh.
Exceed. Not sponsored by Exceed.
Not sponsored.
Sounds like a generic moles.
This new segment is called the Fuzz Question of the Week. I might change the name if I don't remember. Okay. It's called the Fuzz. Right now, what's going on right now? What's going on right now is I'm getting notifications that my student loans are due. Just to let you know, not sponsored by student loans, and this is not a student loan podcast, by the way.
So if you're trying to get advice on your student loans, you've been listening to the wrong show for quite a long time because we're 4 seasons in.
Yeah, my advice though would be just to pay them if you can.
Pay them.
If you can't, let them know, and they'll work with you. Don't be scared. Just do not just not pay them. That's not that's not good
Don't
advice.
hide from the loan company.
Don't hide from
They
them.
hate that.
Mm-mm. They'll work with you. they'll work with you. But don't listen to me. Listen to your financial advisor. This is not a finance podcast. But we are in the new segment called Fuzz Question of the Week. And the way we do this the segment is I ask the question and you answer with an answer. Okay?
Whoa.
And then we're not gonna
groundbreaking.
We're not gonna discuss it, okay? That's the thing. I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to ask a question, okay? And then you guys answer truthfully on what you think should happen. And then we'll move on to the next person. Then they say what they think should happen. And then we move on. And we don't discuss it. We just move on.
No extrapolation. Just say in as shortly as possible.
And then fans.
Got it.
You email us what you think is the right answer. Or if you have a new answer, let us know too at FuzzJockRadio@gmail.com. Okay? FuzzJockRadio@gmail.com. Do you guys understand the new segment? Does that make sense? Does that sound fun?
Yes.
Okay.
Play along at home if you want to as well.
So by
tweeting at FuzzJockRadio.
With the new era of NBA shooting, like how the 3 points are the 3-pointer is really easy for players to make, like even centers. I'm sorry to say it that way.
What are you trying to say about centers?
I'm not trying to be. I don't want to be biased towards people. That was really mean. I was gonna say even centers can shoot 3-pointers. Of course they can. Why not? It doesn't mean
anyone.
You just gotta believe in yourself.
Yeah. But they seem to be a lot easier for people, right? People are like 10 feet away from the 3-point line now and making 3-pointers, right? Mm-hmm. So my question is, should they keep it the same? Should the 3-point line be moved back? Or should there be added 4-point line? Splinter. 3-point line, stay the same, move it back, or 4-point line?
Move it back.
Move it back. Jamez, what do you think? And you can do you want to extrapolate on that answer?
Well, can I choose another answer?
Well,
does it have to be one of those three?
You can choose another one, yeah, and then extrapolate. Yep.
Okay. Well, I would remove it entirely, and I would replace it with lights on the floor that light up that are random amounts, like they had in NBA Jam.
Whoa.
No 3-point line, but I would put special point blocks on the floor.
Okay.
That's tight.
Jamez.
I really like that idea, but my answer is that I just think there should be like 10 points for a half-court shot or something. I want to see more people just like flinging the ball from too far away and chaos kind of more ensuing for the rebounds. That'd be more entertaining.
C-dubs.
I wanted a 4-point line.
4-point line. You want to extrapolate on that at all?
Yes, and you can't get fouled for an extra shot on it, so you can't have a 5-point play.
Unless it's from the half-court shots.
You can't get fouled while shooting a...
No, you can be fouled. You just don't get to take the extra shot.
Yeah.
Like if you make it.
Okay.
You get possession again.
Okay.
Very specific, but
it's just because then I like the idea of how it would be pretty far back, like he's saying.
We're not discussing.
Okay,
we're not.
Like
once again, we're not discussing. We're
done.
That was Fuzz Question of the Week. Okay, we are on to WNBA, and it looks like the Connecticut Suns are up on top from 8-2, and it looks like our Lynx are not at the bottom anymore. They have 3 wins, 3 straight wins, and they are now 3-4. And their last game, they never trailed. They never trailed in the dream game against the Dream. They had awesome. 29 points in the first quarter, 23 points second quarter, 24 points in the third, and 24 points in the fourth, which makes it 100-80 makes me happy for them. Like at first I was a little worried, but just like the Twins, they had a couple players that were a little injured, so they hadn't been playing, and they came back, and it's looking good. Kayla McBride finished the night with a team high and season high of 19 points, shooting 4 of 7 from deep, 4 rebounds and 4 assists of her 19 points. 12 of them came in the first quarter as she connected on 3 points, three triples. With her fourth field goal of the night, McBride connected for a 1,000th made field goal.
Wow.
Fowles recorded 17 points and a game high 7 rebounds, adding 2 assists and a career high, tying 5 steals. The 5 steals mark the 5th time she's swiped 5, 4th in the Lynx uniform. Per Across the Timeline tonight marked Fowles' 200th regular season victory. 91 with Chicago and 109 with Minnesota.
Wow.
At the final buzzer, Collier tallied 14 points, 6 rebounds, and a game high 6 assists with her 13th minute of the night. She notched her 200th career minute. 2000th career minute, yep.
Yeah.
Off the bench, Montman scored 13 points, shooting a perfect 5 of 5 from the field, adding 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. She tallied 2 assists and 1 steal in 15 minutes and 22 minutes. And then Dangerfield registered 17 points in 45 minutes off the bench, shooting 50% from the field. And a perfect 7 of 7 from free throw line. She also grabbed 5 rebounds and dished out 4 assists.
It's a lot of scoring.
These women are for real.
Oh yeah, they're coming back for real. They're gonna
be on top.
They're gonna win this season. Here we go. Hop on board, everyone.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful.
The Lynx also become the second fastest team in WNBA history to reach the 400th win mark, doing so in 735 games. Only Los Angeles reached 400 wins faster. They are now the 4th team in league history to have 400 wins, joining Los Angeles, Orlando, Connecticut, and Phoenix. Yeah,
that's the upper echelons.
Yeah.
Of the league.
That's our team.
We have had a consistently great WNBA team in this state.
Dynasty,
it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited about that. They've been a lot of fun to watch and fun to report on this season.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever, like they've been the team. I don't have the next. Let's see here. Just push this button. No. Oh yeah, here.
Yeah, push the button.
Esports. We don't talk about esports a whole lot, but they are doing esports in Minnesota, in Mankato, at the Minnesota State University of Mankato. They'll be hosting an esports camp that will be taking place virtually July 15th through the 16th. The event will highlight different areas of esports gaming. The first day will focus primarily on wellness and esports, getting teams started in high schools, and more guest speakers will be present to discuss these topics and the future of esports gaming. I wonder who the guest speakers will be. The second day will be more focused on live group coaching with industry experts, as well as live tournament for players. And I have a quote here. I would definitely encourage parents to join if they are on the fence about having their kids play video games or esports, and the student should attend because they are going to learn so much about how to be in esports and how to prepare yourself on how to play at the collegiate level, said Jackie Lamb, a head coach of the Minnesota State Maverick esports team. So not just MSU, but the we know that Gustavus has like a national renowned esports team, so that makes it 2. What do you guys think? Splinter, you were kind of talking about like speed runs. Is that kind of like what is esports? Like let's talk about that. How about that? Is this a good thing for Minnesota?
Esports is largely MOBAs, I would say. And
MOBAs,
what is that?
multiplayer online battle arena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
League of
So
Legends,
it's
League
League
of
of
Legends,
and
Overwatch,
Dota, and
Dota.
a few others.
Yeah.
And then a lot of StarCraft 2 and that kind of thing as well, strategy games like that. And
well, even like
largely dominated by Asian countries. And so I imagine a lot of this has to do with exchange students. I could see
yeah.
this is probably dominated by exchange students if they're playing the games that are considered
Well, I mean,
like
it's
Hearthstone.
it's
is
getting
very-
more popular.
I mean,
Yeah, in Hearthstone, that's a Warcraft thing.
mm-hmm.
No, I did recently hear some other tidbit of news that might have been like a video game company donating scholarships for, or some sort of donation to high schools for help with esports. Either that, or it's other schools I've heard about that are joining on this. Just trying to get into it at the collegiate level and official level.
Well, there's a lot of money in it.
Yeah, there is.
If we can
Man,
get some
I
good
just want to
players.
say to anyone out there considering esports, also like really consider the wellness aspect of this, because there can be a very toxic culture amongst video games and gamers, very chauvinistic culture at times, and like self-care is going to be very important. And if you're going to get into this, please do what you can to change the culture away from these things. Because there's, particularly in the Super Smash Brothers community scene, there's been
notorious scene.
Oh man, they've covered up a lot of dark shit. And it's really sad to think about, but it's just the culture does need a change in some areas, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, if any of that type of shit's going on, it absolutely needs to change, and people need to become responsible for being that change. If you're going to be in that environment, and you're not part of it, otherwise you're part of it, right?
Well, and here's the thing: if you have institutions now backing this up, these new generation of budding esports gamers and athletes, I'd say, man, they really got to bring respectability back to some of this culture, and I hope, since there are institutions backing this, that they're gonna,
make sure that
they're gonna be liable, man, because it's got to be a safe thing.
It's got to be a safe space.
Yep.
It has to be.
None of this fucking trolling, toxic bullshit. Get that the fucking hell out of our esports, please.
Get that out of everything.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
It's the wave of the future, but I don't know. I'd also caution anybody from trying to turn something they love to do into a living.
Yeah.
You can often ruin the thing you love to do.
Sometimes.
That is a good point. I have always just been like, I've always followed that rule of thumb of, I like that, I'm good at that, I should try to make money at that, and it's really ruined a lot of the things that I've loved in the over time. Like I've sometimes you don't need to follow what people tell you need to do. I don't know where I'm really going with this.
Well, I think where esports can really shine is a lot more in these team-based games. Where we're focusing on cooperation rather than like one-on-one competition or free for all like Fortnite, like everyone for themselves, only I matter.
And that's where I think that where the wellness thing will come in as well. Is like make sure to practice and play and make your money, but take some time to play games that aren't competitive, right?
Yeah. You gotta tend to your flowers on your Animal Crossing.
Don't take everything too seriously.
Yeah.
You don't have to play any game.
What is slashing?
Slashing is like that,
Mm-hmm.
The Wild are not in the playoffs still. They did not come back.
They were not reinstated.
I thought maybe they would be, but they're not. By this week, I think that they're actually going to be not winning the Stanley Cup.
Maybe.
Saying that, do I need to? I brought it up during the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves were in I brought it up during the basketball that the Timberwolves weren't in the playoffs, and we already knew that. And do I need to keep on talking about it? I don't think I do. Do I?
Yeah.
No, you do.
Not. The Vikings are not in the playoff. No. Oh man, wait until we get to that season. I'll be able to tell everybody that they're not in the playoffs. The Wild. We do have. I don't know where I'm coming up with this. We do have Wild news though. The Wild defenseman Jared Spurgeon was named the Lady Byng Memorial Trophy finalist. Spurgeon is the second player in team history to be named a Lady Byng Memorial Trophy finalist.
C-Dubs, do you know who Lady Byng is?
No.
Have you looked like you know about this whole trophy contest, right?
I have two myself.
You're the hockey expert here.
Oh no, I am. And we're in
sounds
trouble.
Prestigious.
Well, it is the second. He is the second player in team history to be named it. So there's that. Congratulations, Jared Spurgeon. Here, let's do this here.
Good news, everyone.
The Stanley Cup playoffs is still going. I wish I had a producer here. I have so many ideas. The thing is, how do they do that? Where, I have a producer, and then do they read my mind? Or
yes.
Or do they just do what they think that they want to do, and they just do it? Do they just do it?
Yeah, you have to have a vibe and just do it.
Because
they just do it.
Because man, some of those radio shows, there's one specifically that's on noon on this fan type of radio station. They do a really good job with it. I think that they have a good morale or whatever you call that. The
back and forth.
What did you just say? The mood. The mood. Is that what you said?
Vibe.
The vibe. Because the vibe I'm getting right now is that you guys are bored. And
not at all.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm following you. I'm watching you dance around and everything.
But the vibe that show, they do so well. I suppose that they've been working together for a long time and everything, but
yes, very long.
Either way, I'm just gonna get past that. We're not sponsored by that radio station or that show, and we don't take jokes.
You didn't mention it.
We don't take jokes from that show. So
they take them from us.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No funny business.
The team that beat us, Las Vegas. Las Vegas? Is that who it was?
Yes. Yep. Golden Knights.
The Golden Knights are currently tied up with the Avalanche 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually, the Avalanche had won 6 games straight in the playoffs until the Golden Knights came back to win 2 back-to-back games.
Wow.
So people thought it was going to be a clean sweep to the Stanley Cup for the Avalanche for a minute there, which made me upset because, as we all know, I dislike them.
Wow. So we are rooting for Vegas, right? Because since that's the way it works. Is since
That's
they
what
beat
you want to
us.
see, because that way you can assume that you were still second best.
Exactly.
Okay.
I want to see Vegas versus Islanders. That's my big goal. I'm hoping for that.
And the Islanders are currently tied up 2-2 with the Bruins.
Well, their game just ended, so actually they're up 3-2 now.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
All right. Go Islanders.
And then we got the I think I'm gonna need some glasses here soon.
It's the car and the TBL. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Is that
Carolina Hurricane?
Tampa Bay Lightning, yes.
Is it Hurricane?
So the other series are 3-0 and 3-1, which is
actually that's another one. Canadians won
actually-
tonight, sweeping the series. So they beat Winnipeg.
Okay.
Yep.
So who do you guys have?
Those all happened while we were doing this.
So who do you guys have? Who do you guys want to win it all? Let's.
It's Vegas, right?
No,
They sound cool, right?
It matters. Do you want Vegas to win? We just discussed that.
We've already said that.
See, I you know what? I'm gonna write that down in the notes.
Yeah, we definitely discussed that we want Vegas to win.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Because that means we're second best.
Don't.
And if they can't win,
then
Islanders.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we just give up.
Rediscuss something we already discussed in the notes.
Repetition.
I'm glad you're making a note about the notes.
Thanks.
Yes.
We got some tennis news. We don't have a soundbite for tennis, but we got some tennis news.
Tennis balls.
Tennis.
Give me the tennis. I'll smash it, yo.
Tennis.
Love.
Last week. Okay. Oh yeah. This is an important discussion, I think, guys.
I agree.
So last week, the amazing tennis player that beat one of the Williams, Asuka, is that how you? I don't.
Yeah.
She
Osaka
decided to skip the press conference after winning her first round match at the French Open, noting that negative questions about her performance adversely affect her mental health. And then because of her absence, she was fined $15,000 and risked being barred from the competition altogether. And I'm just gonna read this whole thing here. On Monday, she announced that she was withdrawing from the French Open. Yeah, she's gonna win the whole thing. She's ranked to win the whole thing, and she was withdrawing from the French Open. And she said that the truth is that I have suffered with long bouts of depression since the U.S. Open in 2018, and have had a really hard time coping with that. As she wrote in a note on Instagram, a statement provided by the tournament's leadership wished that the quickest possible recovery. So yeah, I don't know. Have we really discussed? I know, like in person, like we've had personal discussions about these interviews that the media is doing, like in not just like after games,
but in the middle of games.
But in the middle of games.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Not even just like in between periods, but like during a game,
like right after a play, in between plays, just like hey.
And it's not
Tell
just
us something
like
quick.
All their plays.
It's not just like a player on the bench or somebody that hasn't been in, or a coach that's, like assistant coach or somebody that's designated to do these interviews, but somebody that just got off the court. How'd you feel after you missed that 3-pointer?
Yeah. How about shut your damn mouth? Leave me alone.
I know that.
How about why do we care?
Yeah.
Why do we need all that extra info from people that it doesn't tell us? We always talk about their sports talk, jargon. They just say word salad is what it's called. You just say a bunch of words that doesn't mean anything. Well, who wants to hear that stuff anyway?
And why make them do that at that moment?
Yeah, why make them say it?
And during that moment, they have so much energy going on during that moment that they need to focus on playing the game and not think about that 3-pointer that they missed. Like, having those interviews absolutely will affect their gameplay, I would think.
Well, and even after a game, like, you're pumped full of adrenaline. Like, if you don't want to do something, man,
was Marshawn Lynch, is he the one that was famous on the NFL that didn't want to talk?
Yes.
Yeah.
Famous interviews.
And wasn't he kind of basically saying the same thing? And like,
well, he had anxiety.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She had anxiety too. She doesn't want to deal with talking about this stuff or talking about her game or anything like that because it makes her feel whatever she feels.
Maybe these press and these media should consider that maybe they're like horrible people that no one wants to talk to in the first place. Like, no one wants to be your friend. Like, if you're one of those press people that's like, speak to us or it costs $15,000 to ignore us, like, no one likes you. Go die, maybe. I don't know. I don't care.
Well, no.
They're
no,
doing their job.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do a better job.
Yeah.
Don't ask dumb questions that are mean.
Yeah.
The organization, like, and this is late stage capitalism working at play. Like, this is the organization wanting making their athletes speak to the media so they can make more money by their players speaking to the media. They're using them more than just for their play, right?
Yeah.
More access.
And and then they're fined for it if they don't. So then the organization is making money either way.
And treating them like tools.
Absolutely they are.
So
and it's, I don't know. It just breaks my heart that she even has to explain to people why she feels that she doesn't, like, why she doesn't want to do interviews. She should just be able to say, no, I don't want to do interviews, and that should be it. There should be no controversy. There should be no outing her of her anxiety or whatever she's dealing with. She's an athlete. She's and a really good one.
Yeah.
What else is there?
You're probably on the right side of things if Pierce Morgan is like mad about your behavior. So, because that guy can go F himself.
Yeah, if she's getting a lot of kickback for the people like getting mad at her about it, and it's people that I don't really, feel bad that if they're on the other side of it, I feel like I'm definitely on the right side, like you said.
Yeah.
I'm glad she walked away from the tournament.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
I think that's the right thing
me
to
too.
do.
Me too, because
what
if she doesn't want to self-promote herself? Maybe what if she just wants to play the game? Let her.
Yeah. Is that wrong?
But no, it is wrong because they're not as making as much money as they wanted. And that's I don't know, whatever.
I'm sure the harassment she got was much worse than the fine.
Yeah.
More power to her, more power to Marshawn Lynch, and more power to the players' associations that they play for to hopefully, make this right for the players. Because these motherfuckers, everybody's making a lot of money here, and the ones that, I don't know, whatever. If it's whatever. Like, more power. Like,
yes, the athletes make a lot of money, but
they're not making as much money as the companies that own them.
Right.
In comparison. So, and that's why we here at FuzzJock, we don't really believe in the salary cap.
All the money.
Are you ready for some football?
Okay, so
Speaking of salary cap,
season yet.
Speaking of salary caps and fines, the controversy is still going on with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. He is not showing up to the OTAs like they're not like mandatory OTAs. It's training camps, like not like what's an OTA, C-dubs?
what's an OTA?
Organized training activity.
Okay, and they've not been mandatory yet, but there are like bonuses for him to go to them, and he's not been making those bonuses. And we've talked about that, and then also there's been a lot of wide receivers that have been also joining him in the protest that we've been speaking of, right, in Green Bay. That's what's been going on, a protest. Aaron Rodgers is the head of the protest, and then the his wide receivers don't want to cross the picket line by going to these non-mandatory OTAs.
Did we determine what they're protesting?
He's mad.
Yeah, that's it.
He's mad, man.
He's mad.
He wants to be able to play, be the number one dude, and they hired a quarterback. They've drafted a quarterback underneath him. That's what I've hear is ready to play at any time. The future of the Green Bay, I believe, is what they're calling him.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers doesn't think that he's done, so he's mad. He sees what Tom Brady did, right?
And he wants to do that. He wants to be Tom Brady.
He wants to be Tom Brady.
He just really wants to be Tom Brady,
right? It's like
he wants to throw the Super Bowl trophy in the river.
Keeping up with the Bradys, right? Yeah. Maybe he'll come over here.
I think he will.
And win us that Super Bowl that Brett Favre didn't.
Yes, he will.
He'll pull up Brett Favre, except the Saints won't try to kill him this time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
But so tomorrow is the answer. Tomorrow is the start of training camps for mandatory camps. And if he doesn't go, he's going to be fined. Not just not get the bonuses, but he will be fined. So money will be coming out of his pocket, right?
As an accountant, that's the same thing.
So the workout bonuses was we talked about that in a couple episodes when COVID was shutting down, and we were like, what's the potential money compared to the actual money lost? Right? Is that a thing? That's the thing.
Yep.
Potential money.
Money.
So yeah, he forfeited $500,000 workout bonus by skipping the off-season program. And then he will get $93,000 in fines if he doesn't go to training camp tomorrow. So that's tomorrow's the day. Let's see if he's going to get fined or not. Honestly, I don't think that he cares if he doesn't get what he wants. What is $93,000 after the big paycheck that he's already making? It's pennies to him, right?
Yeah. He could spend that on a dinner date with his wife, I bet.
What
he doesn't care.
It'll also be interesting to see if the wide receivers do cross the picket line finally, because are they going to stand up with him and keep sitting out because they haven't come in yet, or are they going to show up and Jordan Love's finally going to actually get to work with them because he doesn't get to work with them ever because they don't show up.
Is there a literal picket line in front of Lambeau with Aaron Rodgers and the receivers?
That's kind of what it sounded like here.
Catch.
That's kind of what it sounded like here. I have no sources on any of this, but that's what it sounds like to me. From what's coming out of my mouth right now and what I'm saying with no sources, that's kind of what it sounds like. However, one thing I want to ask is, are we making something up?
Dude, I'll make something up.
There's a lot of times that players don't go to these non-mandatory camps. We've had Vikings players that they're veterans.
Many times.
We're talking about
Randy Moss would never go to such a thing.
He wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Rodgers has never missed a camp like this in his life.
Well, he's a veteran now. He's getting old. Look at what he did last year.
Just
he did
interesting
great.
It's the first time. Just interesting it's at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, what if
Brady go to OTAs?
What if Rodgers is offered to pay the fines for all the wide receivers?
What if?
Like his Jeopardy.
Did you hear this from someone?
No, I just made it up.
Okay.
Are you trying to influence the situation?
If I was one of these wide receivers, I'd be like, "Hey, Rodgers, I got your back. Fucking give me a cut, dude."
Yep. I'll walk the picket line.
Yeah, get your money. That guy's got money. Take his money.
We got some golf news.
Golf footballs.
So,
Or
what's going on?
I thought for season 4, we'd have some golf.
What's going on in golf, C-Dubs?
They just had a tournament over the weekend, and one of the golfers. This is kind of like the Justin Turner thing during the World Series.
Yeah, I got this.
John Rahm was forced to withdraw from the Memorial Tournament with a 6-shot lead after he'd test positive for COVID-19.
Yeah.
Meaning they already knew he tested positive, let him play, and then decided after, like, on the 18th green, he had a lead, and they were like, oh, sorry, you can't play anymore because you're positive for COVID, so you have to leave.
What?
And so
he was.
So he had to leave the tournament, and
What?
that was it. He was done.
That makes
Bye-bye.
that makes no sense. Why even let him play?
Exactly.
And if they didn't have the test back before he started playing, then what's the point of even giving him the test?
Nonsense.
It's horrible management by the by the PGA.
Did somebody just get not told what was going on?
They went out and told him on the green. So there's no way, if this is how they told him, there's no way they were like, we forgot to tell him. Like, this is when I guarantee this is when they found out.
He would have known. So they didn't. Somebody didn't tell him, and he kept on playing. So he started playing, right? Is that how
he said he didn't know?
He didn't know
That's
until
how
they
he found out he had COVID too.
That's how he found out. They told him.
Good Lord.
Maybe dude should have got a vaccine.
What a moment for it. He was on the 18th, the end of the tournament.
On the 18th,
he was the defending champion. Yeah, he said it's the.
Why don't you just let him finish?
I'm very
Let him finish by then.
Well, you can't risk further exposure. I mean, you're already in the shitter for letting exposure happen. I mean, may as well
get him out of there.
May as well cut it off and be like, look, it would have been more exposure had we not done that. So we're the good guys. Look how we stopped more exposure after letting a little bit of it.
That's just like the Justin Turner thing. Like, they've tried making him look like the bad guy, and it's like, no, MLB, you're the bad guy.
You gotta have the test earlier than that.
Yes, you gotta have him back properly. You cannot do this kind of stuff.
There must have been some miscommunication because I can't see them knowingly letting him play.
And that, yeah.
You know what I think?
That's what I think too. Is I think they got the test late, and that's just wrong. That's just incorrect of how they should do it.
If you got someone that's a returning champion, I mean, if you got someone that's a returning champion, they are probably a person of affluence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably been a vaccine available to that guy for a long time, and man, he could probably have a lot of money if he had just maybe done that.
So was he not vaccinated? That's a good question.
No,
too.
he can be vaccinated. You can test positive when you're vaccinated. It's because it's the risk of spread they're worried about.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions here.
Yeah, let's ask him if he's vaxxed.
Well, I mean, this happened, so we'll get to the bottom of it next episode.
You know what I don't like, which is going to happen next year too, is that we got more. I mean, I do like cricket. I was going to say we got some cricket news. What I don't like is that the news that we're bringing up for these topics that these sports that we don't talk a whole lot about are bad news topics.
Lucky bad news episode.
Oh man. Brand new sports coverage. This bad thing happened. In cricket, Ollie Robinson was suspended from international cricket over racist tweets.
Oh,
motherfucker.
Good. What a dummy.
Pisses me off. Yep, totally white dude saying probably some white stupid shit.
Is that his picture right there?
And you know what they did correctly here? Unlike other suspension. You know what? That suspending him is the right thing to do. I'm guessing that they've also fined him or something.
Yeah.
But I believe that suspending a sports player for doing the wrong thing, like racist tweets, being misogynist, cheating and stuff like that. Suspension is like the way to deal with players nowadays. Because one, they can't play the game that they love and get the records that they need, and two, they're not making the money that they don't care about getting fined with. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? What do you think?
Because they lose money when they don't play, when they're suspended. So,
and they lose experience.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
don't get
I
that
like not
experience.
letting them play.
Not letting them play.
Yeah.
Although it's really hard on the team, it's not always fair to the team.
The good news out of that is that cricket is back in session, and I've been watching a lot more cricket, which makes me really happy.
Yeah, cricket's fun.
Cricket is a lot of fun. I need to get a kind of refresh on what all the numbers mean, but I think I'll pick it back up.
A lot going on.
There's a lot, and it's a lot of fun to watch, and just keep on in the background. So cricket is available live and stuff. AEW news. The AEW Supercard Saturday is June 26th. And we got Jungle Boy versus Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega will win,
For
right?
the title shot, yeah.
For the title shot.
That'll be a hell of a match, though.
It will be a hell of a match. And also, I'm going to predict that the title shot that...
Is it just like every title is online? Because Kenny Omega has like 3 titles.
He has
right?
3 titles. Good question. This is
I
for
imagine it's just the AEW title.
This is for the AEW title, right?
Okay.
This weekend, Omega is going against Moose in their pay-per-view, like for the TNT title.
Okay.
TNA.
Or TNA. For the TNA title, Omega has the TNA title?
Yeah.
TNA and Impact titles, yes.
Yeah.
And is it just for the TNA title or the TNA and Impact title?
It's for the TNA and Impact titles.
Yep.
Both
I
of
think
them.
they're together.
They're unified, but they're 2 belts.
Okay,
So technically it's 1 belt.
It's 1 title, 2 belts.
Does Omega
One title,
start
2 belts.
losing them?
No way in hell.
Not yet.
So if he doesn't lose them, that means that Omega this weekend will be putting Moose, a really big dude, in one-winged
Angel. Yeah.
Like Moose is like what, 6'8", 6'9"?
Dude, he's huge.
He's huge.
Whoa. Is it gonna happen?
That's gonna.
Kenny Omega doesn't
really
lose.
interesting.
So
he could just knee him to death.
Yeah.
I think that's why they're doing it, because they want to be like, listen, you look at this and you're like, this is the one where they're even setting it up in Impact where Kenny, they're like, we're going to come to a conclusion with this Kenny Omega and Impact and AEW stuff at this pay-per-view. That's their whole story they're doing, which means that's not what's going to happen. They're not going to conclude this in story now. They're going to have to do something like Kenny putting Moose, a guy way bigger than him, in a one-winged angel. The Good Brothers will put him on his shoulders or something, and then he'll just boom, like there'll be something like that.
Okay.
But
so
it's
Kenny
totally gonna happen.
Kenny is 6 feet in 6 feet.
Just 6.
230 pounds.
That's kayfabe. He's not 6 feet.
And then Moose. Moose used to be a football player, right?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah. He is 6'5" and 295 pounds.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you just don't beat Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega just wins, right?
Well, right now, yes, that's the storyline. And so he's not, and also do you think he's gonna start dropping the belts before the AEW belt being dropped, or will the AEW belt being dropped be the first belt being dropped?
I think it'll be his last belt to drop, the AEW championship.
I think it'll be the first one.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I think it'll be the fourth one.
Okay.
Well, he's also got Triple Manias coming up too.
Yeah.
So he's got the Triple A title on the line.
He's got to get more
I
belts.
think the next title he'll get will be the NWA title.
That's what you. Yeah, I believe that you're.
I don't know if I've said that before.
Is that up for grabs? Have AEW fighters been? Well, NWA fighters have been fighting on AEW programming.
Yep.
Thunder Rosa.
Yep. And then.
Yep. And I believe Nick Aldis, the current NWA champ, has talked about being willing to fight him.
So there we go.
It's gonna happen,
dude. That'd be something really awesome.
That would be big. That would bring a lot of prestige back to that title. But also the IWGP title changed hands last night in the middle of the night.
Oh, really?
Shingo Takagi, now the Dragon, beat Kazuchika Okada in a major upset.
Wow.
Yes.
And then the last champion who had to vacate it said, just to make sure you know this, it's interim. You're interim champion.
Right.
Which I thought was very funny.
Yep. So that's exciting.
Well, that'll be
the Year of the Dragon now. So it's his first run.
Dragon.
He's awesome.
So that'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. And then is Kenny going to get that belt as well?
I imagine.
That's
got to be on the list.
He gets every belt except WWE, because they'll be like, you can't have ours.
Well, WWE is in a interesting position right now, and I know that we don't talk about them a whole lot, and we might be able to talk about them more here in the future, because they sold their network, their online archive, to Peacock or to NBC, right?
Yeah, streaming.
Peacock's their streaming service, and so now Peacock owns all their back catalog. And did we mention anything about this yet? Where the Peacock, now that they own the back catalog, all the YouTube videos that they own and also the stuff that's on Peacock itself is now edited, so you don't see chair shots to the head and different, more quote unquote violent aspects of WWE programming.
Yeah, I think we did mention that.
Yeah.
In case we hadn't, it's good to bring it up again.
And now, since this last week, WWE has let go of many of their wrestlers, the top performing wrestlers. I don't know. I don't want to say top money making wrestlers, but the top of the line wrestlers that you wouldn't think being let go. Yes. Like Braun Strowman is one of them.
Champion.
What's that?
One of them was a previous world champion.
Who's that?
Braun Strowman.
Right? And then
Aleister Black's an NXT champion, hasn't he?
Aleister Black.
These ain't no ham and eggers, as JR would say.
Yeah.
And then so the question is, of course, why did they just out of nowhere let this parts of the cast go? And I fathom that with the sale of their catalog to Peacock or to NBC, that they might be making some money moves to make the purchase of the WWE, the actual company itself, more attractive money-wise.
Yeah.
I think they also let a ton of people go from the WWE network because, they didn't need them anymore. Well, they sold the whole thing to Peacock.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that why, if NBC is buying the whole back catalog of WWE, why wouldn't they want to actually buy the whole property? Well, maybe it's too expensive.
Yeah, why wouldn't they buy the network?
Maybe it's a little too expensive. And then so WWE's like, get rid of some of our top paid.
Are they getting rid of their network too?
We don't know.
Because
it's still available in foreign countries.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's weird.
So I don't know what's going to happen then.
Maybe Vince wants to be taken out.
Oh.
And there we are. The sound for Fuzzy Memory Trivia's, the trivia show that's at the end of the FuzzJockRadio show. It's where I ask questions and you guys answer them. There's kind of like the new segment, but it's different.
Yeah,
So
this is a totally different thing.
this is just like question and answer, and then no discussion and points being added. That's
This
the
is
difference.
reverse Jeopardy.
This is more of a trivia. The other is more of a opinion piece.
Does anybody remember C-Dubs? You remember the score by any chance? You've been the
I
score
believe
taker.
it is 2-2 to 3.
2-2 to 3.
Yeah, no one got anything right last time.
Oh man.
Right?
No,
I thought we all had one more point than that.
So it's like 4 to 3 to 3.
Something like that.
4 to 3 to 3.
Got a point last week. That
So
it was
2 to
4
3 to 3.
3.
What?
Oh boy.
What was the last year of Joe DiMaggio's career? It's
Buzz.
C-Dubs.
1954.
1951. Incorrect.
Oh.
The Colts celebrated which anniversary of their founding in 2017?
Buzz.
James.
The centennial.
Incorrect. 65th. 65th.
Centennials are cooler.
Who did Tennessee beat in 2017-2018 NFL wildcard playoff game?
Buzz.
Splinter?
Carolina.
Incorrect. Kansas City.
No, I would have got it wrong anyway.
Vietnam won its very first Olympic medal in 2000 in what event?
Buzz.
C-Dubs.
Curling.
Incorrect. Taekwondo. And that's the end of Fuzzy Memory Trivia. Good job. None of you got a point, so
yeah. So it'll be
easy
to
remember
the
next
points.
week. Yep, next week is going to be easy to remember. And that brings us to the end of what?
You can write down in your notebook the score.
Yeah. Okay. That brings us to the end of the episode. I'll write it down after I get.
We'll definitely remember to write it down.
Yeah. That's how it works. James, don't remind me.
Okay.
I have the notebook to remind me.
Yeah.
Right?
Before we fully wrap up, I just wanted to bring up, did any of you guys see the YouTube guy who opens up Pokemon cards fight Floyd Mayweather Jr.?
No.
No one wanted to see that.
Are you sure?
Oh.
You didn't
Well, I think
watch
a lot
that?
more people wanted to see fucking
Did you hear
Logan Paul get knocked out, but
People wanted to see it. They didn't get to.
Yeah. Why didn't we get? Yeah.
Did you hear that
He wore a Pokemon card.
Yeah. Did you hear about that?
That's
part?
okay. That's cool. Wearing Pokemon cards is cool.
I
But
liked it too. I just thought it was funny that he actually did it.
yeah.
I was aware of it.
I will say this about it. The fact that he kept his hands down the whole time and Floyd Mayweather acted like it was a real fight the whole time by playing defense was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in an exhibition or anything ever, because he just basically was saying, hit me. And Floyd was like, but I don't hit people. And that was all they did the whole time.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was really weird. I don't know why.
There was one moment
Glad we
though
didn't pay for it.
where Logan Paul took a hook and Mayweather holds him up. Did you see that?
And they hug.
Yeah,
They hugged
he's
a
like,
lot.
"Oh, you're going down," but that's not what we agreed to. So,
yeah,
I did watch it.
Yeah, it
I
looks
did
very
watch
much like you're going down, but I better catch you.
I did watch it, and it felt like a waste of time afterwards because it definitely was what everybody said it was going to be. What I know, which was that it was, a sham.
A sham.
It was an exhibition fight, and whatever, it's for the money. Even the announcers were talking about that, and I at least appreciated that. And it also brought me to watch some of the amateur boxing guys. And I'm sure that helped a little bit of that. And our friend, one of our friends was talking about how it's really disrespecting the sport. And I totally understand that. But on the other aspect, boxing is a dying sport. And they need to do something to bring more viewership to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're going to say this is a sham, this is a sham. However, we do have real boxing before it. You get to see some real boxing before it.
Do we need boxing anymore?
Well, it's a sport.
Is it though?
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch boxing than MMA.
Oh, well, if we need to
me
have
too, at this point.
Which is really weird to think about too. You know, like I
Getting brain damage isn't sports.
I don't like violence as being a sport as well. And it's a weird aspect to think of as that now I'm willing to have boxing, or I'd rather watch boxing than UFC.
You know, it's even better though. Stuff like judo, jujitsu.
Yep.
Some nice throws.
Yeah.
Counters. That's some cool stuff. That's way cooler.
I don't know. What is sports anymore anyway?
What is sports? Is this
You know?
sports?
What
Is
is
our show sports? Oh, we're
Because,
a
well,
sport.
you know, like there's a lot of
sports.
there's a lot of
Sport.
there's a lot of betting in sports now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and is
That's all sports is now.
is sports bet? Is it betting or is it sports?
Sports is betting.
Is sports betting?
Betting is not sports though.
We'll bring this topic to you next week.
Hey,
on the next FuzzJock Radio.
One-
We're at the end of the episode. We can't bring up new topics here.
I got a shout out for the GOAT Simone Biles, breaking history with a 7th national championship.
Nice.
Insanity.
Woo!
Man, we can talk forever, guys. So this has been a long episode.
5-hour
It's a
episode.
marathon episode.
We do need to, you know,
Simone
end
Biles
it
really
here.
is the GOAT.
We do need to end it here.
All right.
Okay, so the way we end it is, what do we do next week?
Do you know that she invented moves that are dangerous for other gymnasts, and like they're illegal now because other gymnasts will get hurt doing Simone Biles moves? Did you know that?
Okay, but this is your chance to talk about what you were doing this week.
What do you got going on next week, Splinter?
Oh boy,
J-Mez?
it's gonna be hot out.
It is going to be hot out.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out in a basement with air conditioning mostly. That's it. Peace.
C-dubs?
I'm going to have dinner with a friend because we were vaccinated and going to get together for the first time in over a year. And I'm going to keep working.
Splinter?
That's my week.
Did you figure it out?
It's gonna be hot out.
Yeah, it's going to be hot out. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna sweat so much.
I'm gonna stay home and
Okay.
work
Okay.
till I have to go back to the office.
Okay.
Fuzzy?
Coming soon.
Gonna figure out better transitions for next week's episode.
Now the dangerous Nelson Cruz.
That one is hit hard to left. That ball's back, and there's your grand slam. Nelson Cruz connects that a triple. His fourth in the game, and suddenly it's a 2-point